new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, a podcast dedicated to the history and lore of the Final Fantasy series. Join us as we take a deep dive into the different worlds, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, Warriors of Light, to the Final Fantasy Lorecast. I am one of your hosts, Ben of Temeria, followed by one of my other hosts, Stephen.
Yeah, riding solo today.
Yep. So Trey, unfortunately, is not joining us on this episode. Some stuff came up for his actual day job. So things happen. It's life. So here we are. But this week, we are starting a different topic. Last week, we just ended our Crystal, 3-part episode, where this week, we are starting our 3-part episode with Magick. And Magick either being Magic or Magick, one of the two. So it's spelled both ways in the Final Fantasy series. I want to say it was the later series is when they added the K to Magick.
Yeah, I think it was 6 was the first one that did it, I believe, when they did. Well, no, because they did Magitek. I don't know who did it first.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's literally, I think it's when they introduced Magitek stuff, which I think was, 5 or 6?
6, they definitely had Magitek. I don't know about 5.
And that's when they added the K, because Magitek. But, Magick is a significant element in the Final Fantasy series, important for both gameplay and the plot. As the gameplay element, Magick is a counterpart of physical attacks, and generally those mainly use magic are called mages. In the plot, Magick has a major influence in the workings of the game's world, and can be used both to destroy and save it. Which, plain and simple, I mean, if you play any of the Final Fantasy games, Magick is obviously always going to be typically a gameplay portion of combat. Plot-wise, it's always to deal with the plot, because typically the main bad typically goes after something powerful, such as a magic spell. So,
yeah,
or
it's
crystals, which is also magic.
It goes pretty hand in hand with crystals. So it's going to tie right into everything that we were just talking about.
Yep.
So there may be a little bit of overlap.
Oh yeah, there'll be a little bit. So, magic is, by definition, the art of producing desired effect or result via incantation or various other techniques that assure human control of supernatural agencies or the forces of nature. The Final Fantasy series features various methodologies and schools of magic to manipulate the forces of nature through knowledge of various items, sometimes even bordering on scientific and technological, which Magitek comes into. So, Magitek is technically magic with machines. That's literally what it is.
Yeah, it's not my favorite implementation of magic throughout the series, but it's interesting.
Right. And then the use of magic in the series is not always exclusive to the magic command available in each game. For an example, games like Final Fantasy IX and Final Fantasy X feature abilities that while not considered to be part of usual magic schools, such as white or black, require MP, or use and cause unnatural or superhuman effects such as poisoning or words.
Debilitating.
Enemies. Weakening them. It's literally weakening enemies. Like haste or slow or something like that.
Well, I think what that refers to is more like the special, like your class saying, okay, so in 9, I don't know if you've gotten this character yet, but there's Freya.
No, not yet.
She's like the Dragoon character in the game. But she has a thing called jump, or she has abilities that she can use that aren't technically like what you think of when you think of black or white magic, where it's like, fire or heal or a cure or whatever. She has stuff like Lancer and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Kind of, it uses MP, but it's not technically like it's not a spell.
Technically not magic.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
And then some games feature limit break abilities, which should be healing or protective, create destructive energy blasts, or allow the user to attack an enemy multiple times in succession. They usually do not consume MP, instead having their own gauges to fill or triggering conditions. Technics in Final Fantasy XII are supernatural abilities that require no MP and are seen as a contrast and parallel to magic.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing where it's like where you learn Libra so you can see traps on the ground or whatever. Things like that.
And then through the manipulation of energies to achieve feats beyond normal human abilities could be considered magic. The variety of different abilities with similar workings make a single definitive definition of magic impossible. What constitutes magic and thus vast but ill-defined? The basic principle of magic is cause the atmosphere to vibrate in a way that deviates from the laws of nature by uttering something that cannot be expressed in words, and use the vibration as a catalyst to twist the logic of all things. So
that's like a Brandon Sanderson type of explanation of what magic is.
Right, yeah.
The vibrations.
They're using vibrations to cause unnatural phenomena.
Interesting. Okay.
So you're the Flash.
I wonder if that, basically. I wonder if that's explained anywhere in the series, or if that's kind of like a creator interview afterwards stated that.
I mean, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
We'll have to look into that.
But there are different types of magic. So magic is one of 2 principal forms of attacks in the series, the other being physical attacks. Magic generally doesn't miss or deal critical damage, but enemies may be resist to their effects. Although the specific feature of the magic system varies specifically between games, many concepts have remained consistent. So, magic is obviously, just from that, I mean, if you play any of the older games or even the newer stuff, magic plays out differently in each game. There are going to be stuff that each magic is always going to cost MP, and there's always going to be certain enemies are going to be more resistant or more vulnerable to specific elements of magic.
Yeah.
But that's really where the consistency stops. Everything else is different, typically from game to game.
So in 9, for example, you have what they call undead enemies. So like a zombie type of thing. And if you use healing spells on them, it actually hurts them. It kills them.
Which is actually a very common, that's a D&D logic. So in D&D, typically when you fight undead, if you use healing spells or something like that on an undead, it deals heavy damage to them, to where if you do say you do fire damage or ice damage to an undead, it won't do anything to them because they can't feel it. They can't.
Right.
Yeah. It's the opposite effect.
Right.
So, magic spells have various effects. In the original Final Fantasy, magic is split between white magic, healing and battle support spells, and black magic, offensive spells. As the series progressed, new spells were added. Different types of spells have been introduced. So, this is where I'm going to go down a list of all the different type of magic that we have in the series. So white magic, which was first introduced in the first Final Fantasy for the white mage. So this is going to be like, Cura, Raise, which Raise being like ultimate like white magic spell, and also Holy being the ultimate white magic spell. Raise is a little bit below Holy, but still up there.
Right, it's a curative, whereas Holy is it's actually an attack.
Right.
Most of
And then there's black magic, which was introduced in the first Final Fantasy, which black mages use. So mostly offensive, using elemental power such as lightning, wind, earth, water, and all that. And the ultimate spell for black mages in that game was flare, just regular flare, not
which
mega
always
flare.
threw me off.
Not mega flare, just regular flare.
But there's also Ultima and Meteor as well. But it always threw me off. I always thought flare was like the fourth tier of whatever the fire spell, because it just makes sense. A flare would be
just
a fire,
bigger
right?
fire. It's just giant fire. But no, there's fire 1, fire 2, fire 3, and fire 4. Flares are just a completely different spell because
or fire or
Faragra, where they have the different names of Then we have Summon Magic, which was introduced in Final Fantasy III for summoners. So involves summoning a powerful being, often supernatural, to fight with or defend the party. Which, I mean, you get summoners in 14 and obviously 3. I can't remember. Was there? I can't remember.
We need our 1 through 5 expert with us.
I know, right?
I can't believe there wasn't anything in 1 or 2, because it's a pretty. It's a staple throughout the rest of the series.
I know 1 only had white and black. I knew that for a fact. 2, it makes sense they didn't add anything new because the series was still in its infancy. 3 makes sense where it's like, okay, well, the first 2 games were successful. Let's start adding new stuff to this.
Yeah. I think 1 actually, Bahamut, wasn't he a party member in? Was it 1 that was the case?
I know he's in Stranger of Paradise.
Well, if he's in there, he's probably in 1.
Yeah, I would say so, but I can't remember if he's a party member or not.
I don't want to say for sure.
Then we have Time and Space Magic, which was introduced in Final Fantasy V, which is time mages use that. So this is where they alternate reality around a character. So this is more of spells that are more on the dampening enemies. So you have slow, haste, warp, gravity, and stuff like that to make enemies slower or faster, or make you faster. That's really it. That's all they did.
My favorite one, to be honest with you. I
really?
love haste. Yeah, I love haste.
Okay.
My favorite spell.
Well,
of all the series.
haste is the one that makes you faster, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Incredibly helpful in most of the games.
And then we also were introduced. So Final Fantasy V had 3 different magics they were introduced. So we had time and space magic. Now we have blue magic. So blue magic and use the blue mage. So spells that and abilities learned from enemy characters and monsters, and such as like Aqua Breath or Condemned or White Ward. So you learn these spells from the enemies you defeat. And those mages use that specific like magic and ether to cast those spells from those monsters.
Right, and each different game has a different way of acquiring those.
And then we were then the last one in Final Fantasy V was Spellblade. So this is owned by the Mystic Knight. So it involves casting black magic onto a weapon, which then the magic is compatible. The spells are usually elemental and offensive magic spells. So essentially, in Dragon Age, there's a specialization for the mage, which is it's in the Origins. In Dragon Age Origins, there's a Arcane Warrior. Arcane Warrior, which is this makes me mad. This is a little side tangent for Origins. There's only one specific sword for Arcane Warriors in that entire game that Arcane Warriors can use. And it's a great sword that you can use while casting magic.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But then again, I mean, it's Origins, whatnot. We're here for Final Fantasy. But yeah, right. It's a knight that uses... It's just a sword wielder that also uses magic, but imbues his weapon with magic. Essentially. Right. That's all it is. And then we have Spirit Magic, which was introduced in Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, which is owned by the Elementalists. So various of black magic also focus on using elemental magic, which at times is also paired with a status-inducing and healing properties. And then we have magic items. So this was introduced in the first Final Fantasy and so forth. So obviously it's just an alternative main type of item that you can use to substitute for a magic spell. So like, potion, MP potion, stuff like that.
Yeah, or the offensive ones like what are they in Final Fantasy? Like, what is it in 7? I think it's Firecracker or Molotov or something like that, where you use it and it uses a fire attack on the enemy.
Yeah. And then now we have Final Fantasy 6. So starting with 6, the magic is split into 3 categories, named based on their effects: attack, healing, and effect. The list of magic spells label each spell with a colored sphere, white being healing, black being attack, gray being effect. In the Japanese version, the magic command is also named magic with the same spelling. The Magitech command is also named magic with the same spelling. The mobile/Steam versions of the Magitech abilities are classified like the party's magic spells learned from Magic Site. And obviously healing, obviously the categories being what they are, healing, attack, and effect, makes it like it's pretty simplistic. Healing obviously heals you, attack deals damage, and then effect is typically like, haste, slow, stuff like that. Or, bleed or poison or something like that. So, I mean, 6 was pretty, they simplified a lot of things with 6, and made it easier on players rather than having all these different types of magics right at the get-go in the game.
Yeah.
Because there's already a lot.
Yeah. It looks like they kind of classify them as well, so it makes it easier to navigate. Like, here are all my attack ones, here are all my effect ones, and such and such, so you can scroll through it easier. Because there are some, like, even the later games after 6, 9 for example, when you go to do a spell, you have to scroll through the entire thing, like, okay, who has silence, who has slow, like it's all just included in, like, oh god, okay.
Yep. Yeah, so far I only have the original 4 party members, and it's sad because Dagger, because I just went with the names they were given in the game. Yeah. I wasn't going to rename them or anything. Sure. But like, she doesn't have anything you can use.
Yeah.
Besides like cure. Like,
she's
that's
pretty useless at the beginning.
Like, everything else is summons. It's like, cool, this is great. I can do summons way later in the game.
Yeah, it's like well, once you get a racket one, because when she's using just her regular regular weapon, it's not going to do any damage. But once you get the racket, she'll be able to actually attack. Not for as much, but a little bit more,
Well, that's good to know. But at this point, we are going to take a quick mid break, and we will be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Tidy Cats, here to level up your litter game with their new Performance Plus lineup. Your home is your happy place, your cats, VIPs. So when it comes to the litter box, excellence isn't optional. Choose from products that specialize in max power clumping, low tracking, or odor fighting so advanced, stink won't see it coming. Tidy Cats Performance Plus. Mission mighty, keep it tidy. Shop now at tidycats.com.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
All right, welcome to the middle of the show where we talk about everything with the podcast that has nothing to do with the lore of Final Fantasy. And at this during this time, I just want to thank everybody listening and staying tuned to our show. And if you want to help support the show, there's a few different options that you can do that. First off, we do have a Patreon at patreon.com/Wizard or Final Fantasy Lorecast. And you can support us there. We have a bunch of different tiers. We have the $5 tier where you can get ad-free episodes. There is even a $20 tier where you can join us once a month on the show of your topic of your choosing. And then there's also ways you can support us on Apple and Spotify as well. On Apple, if you leave a 5-star review with some words, we'll read it out loud on the show. As well, on Spotify, you can leave some stars as well as a comment on each episode. And if you leave a nice comment on an episode, we'll read that out loud on the next time on the show as well. We don't have any reviews or comments to read this week. But if you do want to hang out with us, there's a few options. We're on a few different Discords. We have the Robots Radio Discord, which is the host network that we're a part of. There's a channel for this show as well as the other shows that I host on there. Or you can join us on our Discord, Ben and Friends Podcasting, where we have this show and the other shows I host as well. You can join us talking about anything with Final Fantasy, which is like 16 or Final Fantasy 9 that I'm currently playing, or even join us on 14 on our free company on the Seraph server. There's a bunch of things that we can do. 14 is actually a lot of fun right now because right now we have the Moonfire Fair event going on where you can get like a Super Sentai outfit for your Final Fantasy character. And you can dye it to have a different color of Ranger. And then starting, I think, either Saturday or whenever the 27th is, which I think what's a Sunday, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. When is the 27th?
Calendar.
That is a good question. I need to pull up a calendar.
Yeah,
yep,
Sunday.
Yeah, next Sunday. So this upcoming Sunday, we have another event. So the Moonfire Fair event does end on the 26th on Saturday. When you're listening to this, the next day on Sunday, we have a new event called, well, not a new event, but the Rising event is coming back in 14, which is celebrating the 10th anniversary of Realm Reborn. So the 10th anniversary of the relaunch of Final Fantasy XIV. And do that event because you get an awesome Phoenix mount. And mounts.
Sweet.
And once you beat Realm Reborn, you can fly. Your mounts can fly. So
I don't have to walk everywhere.
No, you can fly after you beat the base game. It's fantastic.
With short spurts of sprinting for about 5 seconds.
It's like 30, and it doesn't feel like 30.
No, it doesn't.
But yeah, join us on there. It's a lot of fun. I've been currently playing a lot of that right now. In between playing 9, which I need to get back and play more of that.
Yes.
But
yes.
There we have it. I think that's all I have for the mid break. Do you have anything to add?
That's it for me. I don't have anything today. No side comments from anybody or anything.
Okay, awesome. Well, we will get what?
Cross your fingers that you may find me on 14. If you get on there with us one day, you might see me once in a blue moon on there, running around, being useless.
Well, I'm on there pretty frequently, so there's that. And Trey's been playing a lot more. Has been playing more recently too. So
you'll find one of the three of us on there at any point in the day.
Oh yeah. So, with that being said, we are getting back into Magick.
If you've ever blasted synth beats from your boombox or burned CDs for your besties, this one's for you. As people get older, much like their music tastes, their health needs change. AG1 is the simple daily health drink designed to deliver over 75 essential daily nutrients and pre- and probiotics to support energy, digestion, and mood. So you can make the most out of every decade and dance break. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
All right. Now that we're back, we are now in Final Fantasy VII territory. So, this is where things changed up a bit. So, abilities are classified based on the 5 types of materia. Green materia is magic materia, and having an equipped bestowed the magic command. Each materia may contain up to 4 spells, while the better ones require AP to unlock. Examples of magic include Fire, Cure, and Resist. Summon materia lets the player use the summon command. And then magic is also split into 4 categories. So we have Restore, which is spells like Cure or Restore MP or something like that. Remove status. We have Attack, which is offensive elemental spells, so like Fire, Ice. I can't remember the other ones that are in the game.
Lightning.
We have Indirect, spells that inflict and remove statuses or remove enemies from battle and death. So like instant kill. Or like run away or something like that. And then we have Other. So the remaining spells contain non-elemental spells, elemental spells that also inflict statuses. So, and otherwise exceptional spells such as Flare, Full Cure, and even Shield.
Man, Full Cure is such a help once you get that.
Yes, it is. Especially later in the game.
Mm-hmm. When Cure 3 just does nothing for you, even at that point.
Yep. And then we have jump to Final Fantasy VIII.
I was going to say 7 before we get going on 8.
Yeah.
I liked how, and it took me a couple of times playing through this, as I got older, notice things like the more materia that you attach, like more magic spells that you attach to your characters, usually their weapons, it actually lowers or raises their stats. So like if you have like an offensive spell like Fire or something, it actually lowers your base attack with just your your regular attack command.
I see. I never noticed that.
Yeah, if you look, it's a screen towards the bottom. It's like you put this on there, it lowers your attack by 0.01% or something like that. It's not
something like it's just like a stupid.
It's not a lot.
Something percent. Okay.
Yeah, it's not
but
a lot.
Still,
it does affect it. Yeah.
But it makes sense why they do that, just to balance out. Like, hey, now you can use a magic spell.
Yeah, you can't have
Cloud can't just cast spells willy nilly. You have to equip materia to his Buster Sword.
Right. Yeah, and you can't have him being just some overpowered like he hits like a 18-wheeler and he can cast like the most powerful spells. Like, nah, right. you gotta little balance it out a little bit.
Oh yeah. So, with Final Fantasy VIII, they brought back a lot of the magic from the earlier games. So we have Fire Magic, which obviously deals with Flare or Fire.
Well, thank God. Look at that. Look at that. They put Flare.
Oh my gosh. And then it is commanded by Ifrit. So in Final Fantasy VIII, a lot of the magics are associated with their specific summon. So Fire has Ifrit. Then we have Ice, which includes water as well. Blizzard, Brizza, which then also deals with Shiva. We have Thunder Magic, which includes Thunder and Wind, which is associated with Quetzal's Zodal, which was shocked. It's Quetzalcoatl, not in Remo.
I don't know what that is because I've never played.
Oh, Quetzalcoatl is if I recall, he is another like summon.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, he's like a giant, like Spriggan looking fairy thing. You can look him up.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And then you have
seems like a wind one.
Yeah. Then you have life magic, which includes the holy elemental spells as recovery and life related spells. So like cure, life, full life, zombie death, holy regen, which is has Siren as the summon. Then you have time magic, which includes time magic, gravity, and earth spells, which is Diablos.
Interesting.
Then we have support magic, so spells that protect or enhance a character. So we have Shell, Protect, Reflect, Drain, Aura, which is its specific summon is Leviathan. Right? I know, that's like, wait, what? I would have never associated Leviathan with support.
Yeah, that's odd.
We have status magic, so this spells that inflict negative effects, so such as blind, silence, bio, berserk, sleep, and all that. So that is also Diablos as well.
Okay.
We have medium magic, so a variety of mid-rank spells, so Phyra, Blizzara, Thundra, Cura, and that's also Quetzalcoatl. We have high magic, so this is high ranking, so Furaga, Blizzaraga, Thunderaga, Curaga, and all that, Tornado, Triple, and this is Alexander.
By far one of my favorite summons in the whole series.
And fun fact, you can fight Alexander in, I think it's post Heavensward raids. The post Heavensward raids, I believe, is where you fight Alexander, because he's essentially like, you find them all separated, and then at the end of the raids, he becomes one and like becomes a Megazord. It's freaking hysterical. I've seen so many memes of people putting his combining all his parts together and with the Power Ranger theme song, and it's just hysterical. And then we also have forbidden magic, so powerful non-elemental spells. So there's only two. There's Meteor and Ultima. And can you guess what summon deals with these?
I have a guess. I'm going to go with Bahamut.
Yeah. Bahamut. It's definitely Bahamut, because what other summon uses Ultima or Meteor?
Yeah.
In the earlier games. Not the newer games.
Non-elemental is the giveaway, because he's always non-elemental.
Yep, because he's just a force of nature and like literally obliterates typically everything that he touches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that episode where we got to do a whole one just about him.
Oh, Bahamut? Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So now we jump to Final Fantasy IX. So Final Fantasy IX has a diverse and complex magic classification system spread over its...
No, this is 11.
Or is this... Oh, shoot, this is 11. I'm reading the Roman numerals completely wrong.
Read it backwards.
Oh my gosh. So we jump from 8 to 11.
It's rude.
I'm terrible. Oh, shoot.
There's so much in 9 and 10. What do we... Or we must be missing something.
Well, 9 and 10... I mean, 9 is kind of like... We kind of went over 9 ourselves. Like,
True.
Each character has have their own thing. And it's very unique to that specific game. 10, I couldn't tell you.
Well, it's very much in it, yeah.
And then, Final Fantasy XI has a diverse and complex magic classification system spread over its 20 job classes. These subcategories are divided into magic subtypes called skill, spanning the generic types, sometimes in the same category. Example, Paralyze is a white magic spell, and Poison is a black magic spell, yet both are considered ineffabling magic spells affected by ineffabling magic skill level. So, if you can't tell already, and if you don't know this already, Final Fantasy XI was the first MMO that the Square Enix did.
Mm-hmm.
And so black magic includes all elemental magic, all dark magic, enabling magic, and some enhancing magic. White magic includes all healing and divine magic, enabling magic, and enhancing magic. There is no enabling magic or enhancing magic spells available to both schools. And then Final Fantasy XI uses the Na, Ra, Ga, and Ja suffixes to broadly indicate the different effects and area effects, or AoE, of spells, while Roman numeral describes the spell's power 1 to 4, or 6, 1 to 6. This allows the player to ascertain a spell's general effect and power at a glance. So, being an MMO, you just use words and letters and numbers to realize what you're doing, because
you already have so much going on your screen. Let's try it.
Yep, exactly.
Let's limit it
It's turn-based, but not turn-based.
Yeah.
So obviously we have dark magic to kick things off, self-serving, stat manipulating, leeching spells, so bio, absorb, drain, all that. So the Black Mage, Dark Knight, and Red Mage and Scholar uses these. So we have Elemental Magic, a generic offensive damaging spell, so Fire, Water, Flare, Quake, which the Black Mage, Dark Knight, Red Mage, and Scholar also use. We have Enabling Magic, so chip away at foes' attributes with status elements, so Dia, Slow, Blind, Sleep, Gravity. And then the Black Mage, Dark Knight, Red Mage, Scholar, and White Mage uses these. We have Enhancing Magic, so beneficially affect allies with stat buffs. So we have like Haste, Regen, Shell, Ice Spikes. So we have Black Mage, Paladin, Red Mage, Scholar, and White Mage. There is Divine Magic, so light-based offensive spells. So we have Banish, Holy, Flash, Repose, and the Paladin and White Mage are the only ones that can use that, which makes sense that, I mean, obviously the White Mage uses all white spells, but the Paladin makes sense because if you even look at like D&D terms, Paladins are typically like the holy style of fighter.
Okay.
We have Healing Magic, obviously, which Cura, Raise, all that, and the Paladin, Red Mage, Scholar, and White Mage uses these. Paladin, I'm honestly more surprised with this one.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know what a Paladin is.
What?
Yeah,
oh my gosh. So I'm assuming that Square and the Final Fantasy devs took Paladin and literally just copy and pasted or loosely copy and pasted what they had in D&D. So a Paladin is a knight that uses holy magic and is someone who is right and justice for all and everything, who cannot be corrupted. And they're typically like a tank class or tank job, to where they can take a lot of damage but can also cure or heal or support others.
Sounds like a pretty good class.
Yeah. You can play them in 14. Though I don't know. I can't remember if I even have a heal spell on my Paladin. Or heal skill. I don't even know if I have that. And then there's blue magic. So spells garnered from monsters turned against them. So like 1,000 Needles, Healing Breeze, Self-Destruct, Eyes on Me, other stuff like that from monsters. So only the blue mage can use that. We got Summoning Magic, so Elemental Beasts evoked by 8 combatants, so Ifrit, Fenrir, Carbuncle, Light Elemental, which the Summoner uses. We have Ninjutsu, so Ancient Ninja Arts into all inhabit foes. So I'm not even going to go over the Ninjutsu stuff, because if like Suton, like I know because that's also in 14. The other ones aren't in 14 that I'm aware of. I don't know. But the Ninja Job uses these. And then we have the Singing String Instrument and Wind Instruments. So, incarnate songs to aid allies and hinder foes. So, Maidens, Virali, or Chocobos, Morzuka. The Bard uses... It's just songs. The Bard uses songs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Brave or whatever, things like that, I'm assuming.
Which we're not going to go over 14 because that wasn't in my show notes. But 14 is different from all this. So each job or class, because you start with the class and then you get jobs later, they have specific like skills in everything that you learn when you level up. So compared to like 11, to where it's more broad to what classes can use what. Like we went over like elemental magic, like 5 jobs can use elemental magic. But if you go to 14, the Dark Knight doesn't use any elemental magic. It's a completely different style to where...
More specific.
Yeah, it's specific to the job itself and to the story of the job. Like White Mage will always use white magic. Dark Mage will use elemental magic and dark magic. Summoners will use summoning magic and all that. Blue Mage will use monster blue magic. So, I mean, that's all the same, but it's also different. So
they're just more class.
It's just more class / job specific, rather than like how 11 had theirs. So we have different tiering. So spells have a hierarchy of power, which is divided in tiers. These tiers are denoted by the suffixes, so Ra, Ga, and Ja normally, corresponding to the 3rd, 2nd, and 4th level of power of a spell, respectively. So Cure evolves into Cura, which progresses to Curaga. And then various exceptions exist. However, in the localization versions of earlier installments, numbers were used instead of suffixes. Words.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I mean.
Like Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it was simpler for us in the US to have that. Because if you go and like play and it's like, okay, Cure, and then Cura, and I was like, what the hell is Cura? In the early, like late 80s and like early 90s, like 80, like, well, no, Final Fantasy didn't come out into the US until like the 90s.
Yeah, early 90s. So,
I mean, as for JRPGs, we didn't know anything about it.
Right.
Give us numbers, we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool.
Right. D&D was still for the devil back then too, so not too many people knew about it.
Fair point. That is also fair. And then last but not least, we have elements. So spells can be divided into elemental spells and non-elemental spells. Elemental magic includes fire, ice, lightning, water, and wind, and earth, with fire, ice, and lightning often serving as the main elements, and water, wind, and earth more often than not serving as secondary elements. The elemental spells number the names vary between games. Sometimes holy and dark also exist. Non-elemental spells include spells that affect the status of the target. So like, haste, slow, and all that stuff. Because that's not going to have an element. And then each caster's magic power determines the potency of each given spell. Certain characters can have affinities to an element. For example, a fire spell from a fire-based character will deal more damage than one cast by a wind-based character. Target's magics are resistant and elemental resistances, meanwhile, mitigate the effect of magic spells. And then certain targets have a different resistance, positive or negative, to certain elements. They may receive more damage than usual from spells associated with the elemental, usually 200% damage, or less, usually 50%. They may nullify the damage to 0% or absorb it. Usually 100% of the damage is converted to health gain. Non-elemental magic damage depends only on magic resistances.
There's a lot to say that basically it's just if something is a fire-based monster, it's going to have less effect on them if you use
Don't use a fire-based spell because either it will deal no damage at all, or you're just going to give it a health potion by dealing fire damage.
Basically, yeah.
Just don't do that. Use water or ice.
Well, yeah, I mean, depending on the game, yeah.
Yeah, it's also depending on the game, too. That's also true. So that is what we have for part 1 of Magick. Yeah, that was a lot to take in. But yeah, fun stuff with Final Fantasy. Magick, obviously, as we went over this, is varied game to game, especially in the later series. Like 1 through 5 essentially stayed the same. That's when they were adding stuff. Then once 6 came out, and ever since started with 6, everything started changing. Everything was different. Yeah, 7 being like the big one because Magick was specifically in materia.
Yeah, there's a lot more to talk about with 7 too, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more as we go on. But there are things like as you level up, you level up the materia, which makes it stronger, and then as you level it all the way up, as soon as you finish it and you call it mastering, it actually creates a duplicate of that materia. So you just have an empty, like a blank one to start over with.
Oh, okay.
So instead of buying a whole nother one, so once you get the 5 through 3 and you master that, it creates and then it creates another fire one.
Oh, okay.
So there are little things like that. And like I said, I'm sure we'll talk about it more as we go on, but we just gotta, we just did the basics today for most of the games. Just get, baseline.
Today was more of a basics and introduction to Magick in the series, where part 2 and part 3 will get a little bit more specific with the types of magic and everything that happens.
Yeah.
So fun
it's
stuff.
It's all pretty standard stuff too. Yeah. I mean, if you played other games that have it, it's pretty.
Oh yeah.
They hadn't broke the mold with Final Fantasy.
No, they didn't break anything mold wise or anything with Magick and from other fantasy games. So, yep. But that's what we got on this week. So thank you everyone for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, and may the crystals guide you. Thank you for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net. You can find us on Twitter at fflorecast, and you can email us at fflorecast@gmail.com.
Ouch. This knee is killing me, but I can't stop training. The marathon is in 2 weeks.
Let's get on ZocDoc and find a doctor to take a look at that for you.
Okay.
Here's a review. Dr. Craddock really takes his time.
No, I don't have time.
What about Dr. Charles? His patients say he can help find a quick fix, and he's in network.
Great, now we're talking. Book it.
Booked. 1 mile down, 19 to go.
Bring it on.
You've got options. Download the ZocDoc app today.